I am not used to the cold. Y'all know this. I'm a lizard from Florida. I don't do well. Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome aboard. It's raining. We're in the car. That means it's a story time day. Today we're not doing a Disney story time. Today is a Meaghan history story time. I saw someone talking about Biltmore the other day, the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. And I was thinking, oh, you know, we haven't ever been there in the spring. Maybe we should go there this year. And that reminded me of the only time I have been to Biltmore, and that was in December, right after I graduated from college. And boy howdy, that was a time. I graduated in December, and we had planned a little like weekend trip to Asheville right after my graduation. It wasn't really a graduation present or anything. We were just staying one night. We were meeting up with my aunt and uncle and my cousin, just to, you know, just see family for a little bit. And we were going to leave right after my graduation ceremony, go to Asheville. Kind of a drive to embark upon after you've already done something that day. But it made it even better because it was in December, so it was cold. And my graduation got delayed. Let's give you the whole rundown here. It didn't start until like evening. Normally, I believe it would have started at like noon and we would have been out of there by like 3 or 4. No, it didn't start until like 5 or 6. So that was great. And then it was a shorter ceremony. Thank God it was a shorter ceremony because it was a December ceremony. It wasn't like the May commencement where everyone and their brother is walking. So it was a little bit shorter. I guess it was like 8 or 9 when we finally got done with the ceremony because I wasn't gonna like leave after I got my diploma. It wasn't gonna be like, okay, thanks, bye. I sat through the whole commencement. So finally get done at like 8:30 or 9, and we haven't eaten. Like, we haven't had dinner, and we're getting ready to drive to Asheville, and we're starving. It was my parents, me, my sister, and Cameron. We weren't married at the time, but he was coming with us. We grabbed sandwiches at Jimmy John's, I think, and jumped in the car, and we drove to Asheville. And I mean, it's several hours to get to Asheville from where we live. And so we didn't get there until kind of like the middle of the night. We probably got in after midnight, 1 a.m., sometime like that. Let me tell you, the back seat of a BMW on the hump where I was sitting, not comfortable. I don't know what they make those seats out of, but I think it was marbles. Because I wasn't going to make all 6 feet of Cameron sit in the middle, and I also wasn't going to make my sister sit smushed between me and my boyfriend. So, like, I sat in the middle on the hump. And I swear to you, here's your graphic image for the day. I held on going through the mountains of North Carolina by wrapping my butt cheeks around that center seat. I swear, I don't know how I did it, but that's how I held on. Either that or I had my hands up with my armpits like in everyone's face. It was really a super comfortable ride. I recommend cramming 5 full-grown adult people into a sedan and then taking a road trip. It's really a fun time. So we get there, it's the middle of the night, it's like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever. We get a hotel, just, you know, ye old Holiday Inn or whatever. Because Cameron and I weren't married yet, I was staying with my mom and my sister in one hotel room, and my dad and Cameron were sharing a hotel room. And I know some of you are thinking that this is the funniest thing already, that we wouldn't just share a hotel room, but we didn't. So that aside, Cameron is sharing a hotel room with my dad, which is still hilarious to me. But what's even funnier is my dad uses a CPAP, and Cameron can't sleep if any noise is happening. Like, if the cat licks its foot, he wakes up. So I knew that this was going to go poorly. So we've been awake all day on this Friday. We go to my commencement ceremony and sit for several hours. Then we sit in the car and drive for several more hours. We finally get to this hotel at like 1 in the morning. And now Cameron has to share a room with my dad. My sister, my mom, and I, we just go to sleep. You know, we're in bed, we're asleep by like 2, which is good because we had to wake up at like 6 to go and get to Biltmore because we had tickets for the estate, and it was like a timed ticket. So we had to get there kind of early, and we weren't all the way at Biltmore. We were outside of Asheville still a little bit. So we had to get up kind of early still. Oh Lord. So here's where it gets really good. We wake up and, you know, throw on some makeup, whatever, get downstairs to breakfast. And my dad and Cameron are already there. So my mom, my sister, and I walk in, and we're like, hey, y'all are like already eating? Like, man, how fast did y'all get ready? How quickly did y'all get down here after you woke up? And Cameron just looks at me and goes, we've been up for over an hour. I was like, why did y'all wake up so early? This poor boy. It's a wonder he married me still. So my dad sets his alarm and he's like, all right, Cameron, I got the alarm, my man. And you know, they go to their separate beds and they go to sleep. Cameron listens to my dad Darth Vader breathe all night, so he's already like not sleeping well. And then my dad's alarm went off at 5. It went off at 5 instead of 6. And they didn't even realize it at first. So dad's alarm goes off, they wake up. Dad just immediately like turns his alarm off, goes and starts, he's like, I'm gonna go shower. And Cameron's like, yeah, cool, I'll lay here for a minute. So my dad goes to shower and he gets out, and as he comes out, he sees the time and he realizes it's only 5:15 now, not 6:15. He woke up an hour before he needed to after not going to bed until like 2. So they've had 3 hours of sleep. Cameron even less because he was listening to Lord Vader fight for his life all night. So they go on down. They're just like, you know what, fine. They just go on down, have their breakfast, eat our breakfast, go to Biltmore. And we do the whole Biltmore thing with my aunt and uncle and cousin, and that was really fun. But it was freezing. It was so cold. I am not used to the cold. Y'all know this. I'm a lizard from Florida. I don't do well. So we are there all day, and there's not a lot to do like inside once you've done the house. Like once you've walked around the house, then everything else is outside. All these gardens, all these grounds, and it's very pretty. But it was like 14 degrees. So after we did the tours and everything, we went and we had some lunch. There was this like barn kind of area, and we had barbecue, I think, and it was like an open air thing, and we were just sitting there eating. I couldn't even eat, I was so cold, and we were at this point getting tired too because we hadn't slept. So my sister and I were just like joys. We were absolute peaches to have around because we were like, we're tired, we're cold, man, we don't want to be here anymore, can we just go home? And we only had the hotel room for one night, so it's not like we could go back to the hotel and like take a quick nap and then continue doing stuff. And we've heard all about this ice cream that's so good at Biltmore, but it's so cold we don't even want to eat the ice cream. I ate the ice cream anyway because I am who I am, and I don't turn down ice cream even if it's, you know, negative degrees outside. I will still eat the ice cream, and it was tasty. But now we have had 2 full days with 4 hours of sleep. No warmth at all. They have these like propane heaters outside, and we stood next to this lady and her baby, and we just like huddled around the heater waiting until it was time to go home. And that sounds awful. Like we were, you know, it was a beautiful place and we were lucky to be there, and I would love to go back and see it, but it was so cold and I was so tired. So that night we finally left at like 6 o'clock. We finally like left and started coming home, and we drove home, and we slept absolutely brilliantly that night. And again, I held on with my butt cheeks the entire way home. So I was exhausted. I was sore for a few days. So tired, sore butt, cold, but it was really pretty. It's hard to be mad at that, I guess. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to give you another little fun story. Would you believe it if I told you that my battery on my camera just died? Again. Oh wait, of course you would. You've been here. You know me. You know that I am never prepared for filming a video. I've been doing this for, what is today? It has officially been 7 years that I've been making videos, and I still don't have my stuff together. I never will, I don't think. So that's cool. But that was it for today anyway. I just wanted to share another little story about how my family is a hot mess at all times. And have you guys been to Biltmore? What's your favorite thing to do there? And do you have a favorite season to go? Because I've heard that spring is really good. We were there to see the Christmas trees and stuff because we were in December. So that was really fun, seeing the big tree outside. I'll insert pictures here if I can find some. Look at little baby Meaghan. Is it better to go in the winter, or do you prefer it in the spring or summer? So let me know what your favorite season is to go to Biltmore if you have been. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.